Three, two, one. Hey guys, my name is Zach.
Oh, and I'm Ryan.
Oh, let's redo that. Yeah, so
Okay.
the intro we'll do. It's like, hey guys, my name is Zach, and then you'll say I'm Ryan. We'll go through the intro, and at the end I'll say, anyways, I'm Zach. I'm Ryan. Catch you guys in the next episode. It's just like a little intro outro we do.
Okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, my name is Zach.
And I'm Ryan.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. This is a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting. I'm joined here by my good friend, Ryan Kirkwood. Ryan is a content producer for Mint and Sealed Box Media. You can find him on Instagram at MISB_Ryan and on YouTube at MISB Media. His new show, Figure It Out, features long-form figure discussion videos with other content creators within the hobby. Ryan, it's very nice to have you today. Thank you for joining us on this podcast.
Oh, thanks for having me on, Zach.
Yeah, I'm very excited. So we have had a pretty good week so far. There's been some things that I wanted to talk to you about. I know that you do so much content creation with Mint and Sealed Box Media. And first off, I want to say congratulations. You guys hit 6.75 thousand subscribers. That's pretty badass.
Thanks. We might be planning a group live stream soon.
Oh, very
That's
cool.
in the works.
And that's on 6 Scale Network, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So if you want to join the fun, 6 Scale Network on Facebook is their private Facebook group. It's a really fun group. I enjoy it. We have Collecting Weekly Auxiliary, and that group is I love it. It's so fun. We talk so much crap in that group, and it's just a fun thing. So Ryan, tell me, how did you get into this hobby?
Well, as a kid, I've been playing with those Toys R Us, those Star Wars figures that you get from Toys R Us. But I've always wanted like some accurate figures. So then, around the time Transformers 4 came out, I loved the design of Grimlock. So I did a Google search of that, and then I came across the Prime 1 Studios Grimlock. So I clicked on the link. That led me to Sideshow's website. Then I had a browse around Sideshow, and I found the Hot Toys section. And then in all my luck, I found out that Hot Toys was actually based in Hong Kong. So I just had a look at all the shops, which are 30 minutes away from where I live, and on my first day of figure hunting, I bought the Mark 43 diecast standard version. So that's how I got into Hot Toys.
It's a pretty good introduction to Hot Toys. Secret Base, Mark 43 diecast. That's a really good figure. And looking behind you, it looks like you have a bunch of Marvel figures. Do you collect other lines outside of Marvel, or is it mostly just the superheroes?
I've got Star Wars and DC, but it's mostly Marvel.
Yeah, looking at your Instagram, it seems like you've been taking a lot of pictures lately of the Marvel stuff. Do you have a favorite figure in your collection?
Oh, yeah. It's not the best figure in my collection, but it's my favorite, and that is the Civil War Cap.
Dude, that's a fine figure. Honestly, that I've owned that Captain America, and I am not a Cap fan at all, but that is a really, really amazing figure. The proportions, the shoulder straps, the shield. It's a really good figure. I used to have that one and the Mark 46, but like a fool, Ryan, I sold them.
Oh no!
And now it's terrible. I sold it. I sold it for, if you can imagine, there was a time when the 46 wasn't the hot seller that it is now. So I sold it for $280, I think, to this guy.
Oh, God.
And like 2 months later, it exploded. I was so pissed. I was so upset with myself. It's probably one of my biggest regrets in this hobby at this point. But you're obviously one of the most active content creators within the groups, within YouTube and Instagram. Can you tell me a little bit about how you got involved with Mint and Sealed Box Media?
Okay, I don't remember the first bit exactly, but I remember this. Justin messaged me saying Zach and I are ready to go live with MISB Media, and he said, "We'll be honored if you join us." So I was a bit taken aback. So, well, obviously I said yes.
Yeah, you don't. That's a fantastic offer.
Yeah.
And obviously, you guys have built quite the empire in a year. You have Figure It Out, which is your new show. You have Posing with Peter. You also have the podcast that's on Apple Podcasts and pretty much wherever you can hear podcasts. What is your favorite part of being a part of that team?
It's just the people that I get to chat with. Justin, Zach, Peter, Aaron, and also the admin team. They're pretty active as well. Like
Yeah.
we would go to them to just chat figures as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Zach's a cool guy. I've talked to Justin a handful of times. Zach and I talk pretty regularly, but I'm really excited to see what the next few months has in store for you guys. I know, Justin's been vlogging on his new channel and potentially moving to America. But I think, you guys have such a well-oiled machine. It seems like, this morning, well, at least this morning, my time, you were posting pictures of the Hot Toys Jawa and Gongtroid. And those were pictures that you, got out there and took at Secret Base. And, that stuff is really valuable because Hot Toys will show us their pre-order pictures, but at the end of the day, they're shooting that figure to look as good as possible, and having a boots on the ground to be able to show it, as we might receive it, I think is really, really important. When you go to Secret Base, is it like, I guess they probably don't care if you take pictures, but can you tell me a little bit about how that goes? Like getting into Secret Base, and is it just like a store anyone can enter and exit, or is it like, can you maybe tell me a little bit about that process?
Yeah, sure. It's not as secret as you would think.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but it's on the 20th floor of Sino Center, and anyone can just walk in. And right when you go through the doors, you look a bit to your left, and there's a cabinet full of the new prototypes that are on pre-order. So today I went there and I saw the Jawa and the Power Droid, Mysterio, and the Far From Home Spider-Man homemade suit. So that was on display in the prototypes area.
Yeah. And I guess you can also order from Secret Base as well. And I know there's like a queue system, and there's like people who are able to qualify for day one batches and the second wave batches. Have you ever ordered directly from Secret Base yourself?
Oh yeah, I've got my last count. I've got 20 something pre-orders from them directly.
And with the pre-order system over there, Sideshow, we pay sometimes like a $25 deposit, which is like roughly 10% deposit. Is it a similar deposit in Secret Base, or is it a little bit more or a little bit less?
It depends on the price of the figure. Usually it'll be either a 500 Hong Kong dollar or 800 for like a normal figure, and die cast it'll be 1,000. But the Mark 85 Bow Damage and Iron Patriot were 1,500 for the deposit, so that's around 50%.
Oh wow! And those are non-refundable, I imagine, deposits.
No, nope.
Oh, you can get your money back if you.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
You can't get your money back.
Gotcha. And the days that there are pre-orders, is it pretty crazy at Secret Base?
Oh yeah. Well, not recently, but a year ago. Yeah. I remember the Mark 50 pre-order.
Yes, the line was down the staircase. Yeah, that didn't look safe at all. That did not look safe at all. But yeah, that was the one that I remember being like definitely much crazier than the average releases, that Mark 50 pre-order. So you have a new show on Mint and Steelbox Media called Figure It Out. And I know we touched on it briefly in the intro, but can you tell us a little bit about what that show focuses on, and who you're having on as guests, and sort of what figures you plan to talk about?
It's just a long discussion between myself and a guest host. So for the first episode, it was Mysterio and Justin, and I did the premiere.
Yeah.
And for the second one, it was Pennywise, and Justin doesn't really like Pennywise, so I did it with Aaron.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that Mysterio's looking pretty good. I know they sort of loosely teased the Quentin Beck head sculpt. Do you think that they're going to fix that dome issue, the seam? I think that was to me that's really the only thing holding me back from pre-ordering it at the moment.
I don't think so.
And I guess you've also seen it in person. So is it in the pictures? I think it maybe looks worse than it might actually be. But in person, what would you say? Do you think it's that big a deal, or maybe it's not as bad as I think?
In person, it's less noticeable than the photos.
Okay,
for sure.
That's good. See, that's the importance of like having someone there. And I mean, the photos that you shoot are always really well done, and you know, it's a very valuable service that you provide to the community.
Thank you.
So this week, Toys Wonderland had some accusations against them, and they posted a statement. And I think I really don't want to focus too much on the accusations because I think they're baseless and frankly ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
This is a company that provides a service, and we mentioned it before we start recording, but our podcast isn't at that point where we're feeling the need to invest in day one, day two early reviews. We don't have the followers to sustain that. And you guys, obviously, every figure you guys are getting pretty much right when it comes out. Even like the D23 cap, you guys like went through a ton of hoops to get that one. And this is a company that you guys have used quite frequently to get these figures and to be able to provide this content. I think I've seen you personally mention that you've placed orders with Toys Wonderland. Can you tell us your experience with this company and maybe shine a little light on the importance of having these figures available for your team to make that content?
Sure. My first purchase with Toys Wonderland was the movie promo Far From Home Spider-Man. And the reason I didn't get my pre-order for that is because I was actually on holiday when the pre-order for that came live, so I couldn't actually go to Secret Base and pay the deposit and get the slip. So when that released, I had to get it from somewhere else. So then I contacted Philip, and we eventually arranged to meet at Rebel Base to pick up the figure.
Yeah.
And it was really nice about it as well. I was running a bit late, so he was understanding.
It's like, damn it, Ryan.
Yeah, exactly.
And Rebel Base, that's the second showroom, correct? Yeah. And that's in Hong Kong as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that the accusations just, I don't know. I kind of laughed when I saw them, and I think it was nice to see so many in the community realize how much BS everything was. And Toys Wonderland, whether you use their service or not, or whether you agree with the prices, I mean, it is a service. There are people that are going out there, they're pre-ordering it, they're spending their time and effort and energy to provide you the convenience of staying wherever you live and not having to go to Hong Kong to deal with this. So this is a picture of their website with some of their terms and conditions. These are some of their figures that they have. So first batch, Jawa, second batch, It first and second batch as well. And I mean, it's by all accounts from everyone that I know that's used it, it's it's a legitimate service, whether you feel the need to pay it or not. Obviously I'm pretty fortunate that I can get from Sideshow or Big Bad Toy Store and not have to pay ridiculous import fees or massive delays. I know a lot of collectors in Australia, they seem to get things often a lot later than everyone else in the world. And, for me, with my purchase history and my schedule and the content that we make for our channel, which is more like the weekly podcast and, DIY how-to figure stuff. We're not there yet. But, I mentioned on our podcast last week that there was 2 or 3 instances in our YouTube channel's history where we had a figure super early by dumb luck or what have you. And the boost that it gave our channel was significant. I mean, we got shouted out by some really big channels that weren't able to get the figures yet. Our channel is very small compared to you guys. As we're at 200 subs, and of those 200 subs, I would say like a third of them came from having figures day one, and that was just so important for us. And we got a ton of views, a ton of interaction, and a ton of kind of like free press for that. So I can definitely see the advantage of it, especially with so many different content creators in the 6 scale market that are trying to get these reviews out as soon as possible. I just think that definitely I could see why you guys would use it, and the fact that it's such a reliable source, lends credence to how legitimate Toys Wonderland is. The 2, I think that was Go Tanks, which was a Dragon Stars, and then Figure Arts Kid Goku, which those really helped out our channel. And I can totally see why you guys use that service. You and I have been bonding over this Netflix show Dark Crystal, and I just love it so much. Hup is probably the greatest puppet since Yoda, I think.
Yes.
Hup is GOAT. And I was so pissed. I went to we have this store called Hot Topic in the United States, and they have like a bunch of stuff. Like, I don't even know how to describe this store. It's just like a bunch of random stuff. They carry a lot of Funko Pops, and when I went yesterday, they didn't have the Hup Pop, which was super annoying. They had like everyone but Hup. And I pre-ordered the Weta Studios 6-scale Hup. So I'm all on Team Hup. Amazon just canceled my friggin' pre-order for the 3 3/4 Hup, but and I was so pissed. And I told you that, Ryan, we're gonna start working on. So we do for Collecting Weekly. We do since I mentioned we do a lot of DIY stuff. We do runs of different things. So our current product is this right here, which is from 2001: A Space Odyssey. We're working on this monolith. It's a work in progress,
Okay.
3D printed, and we've done a Sebastian Shaw head sculpt, which we 3D printed as well. And so our next one is going to be the Hup spoon. So I found some wooden spoons. I'm going to start kind of trying to get this up to spec. But yeah, this is going to be our next project. And if we do make them, I'll send you one, because you're my brother in arms. And it's funny. I think Netflix just put up a supercut of like Hup's best moments on YouTube, and I've been like binge watching it. It's like so funny. And there's little lines that I just didn't catch when I watched it the first time. When he's getting taken away in Stone in the Wood, and he's like, "Bodling justice." It's so funny. And so that's it's just a show that we've been bonding over. We've been memeing about it. What do you think about the show, man?
Oh, it is an absolute masterpiece, I think. Like, the puppetry is just so just perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you watch the movie, or were you a big fan of the movie before the show?
No, I actually haven't watched the movie. I've been meaning to do that this weekend, actually.
Yeah, the movie is when I was younger, that was we used to go with my great grandmother after school, and that was like one of the only movies that was kid appropriate that she had. And so we watched that quite a bit, and it scared the shit out of us because that's not a kid movie. And that movie, there was a lot of nostalgic things about that movie, and I hadn't seen it in probably 20 years. And so watching that, it's paced kind of slow. I binged 10 hours of the Netflix show in 2 days. It took me about 3 days to watch the movie because the pacing is just like really slow. And it's a good film, though. If you look at what Jim Henson did then and seeing like what it has become now, I think you're right. It's a masterpiece. And, it really leaves the door open for season 2 of that show.
Oh, yeah.
And I am super excited, but I guess we'll see if we get a season 2. I think that would be really, really badass if we got a season 2 of that show. But yeah, I know that it's pretty late over there, and I don't want to take up too much more of your time. But did you have any shout outs you wanted to give before we cut off this little bonus interview?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna shout out Justin, Zach, Peter, and Aaron. Also, Daniel and Ken of our admin team on our Facebook group.
Yes, and your Facebook group is Six Scale Network. It is a wonderful group. I really enjoy these these groups where I don't want to say smaller groups because your group is pretty large, but these more focused groups where it's just like people who are fans of a content provider. I think those groups are really fun because everyone's kind of in the same state of mind and we all have the same objectives and we all like the same things, and the banter. I mean, Zach is just like one of the funniest guys.
Oh yeah.
Susan did him dirty. Oh my god, that video with the Leia prank, that was dirty. But yeah, they're all really cool people, and I just wanted to remind our people that if you want to show Ryan some love, check him out on Instagram. It's MISB_Ryan. He is on Instagram, and then also their YouTube channel is MISB Media. Hit that subscribe button. They work super hard to provide all this content for us, and they do it out of the kindness of their hearts. They're such good people. And Ryan's new show, Figure It Out. Ryan, this is going to be like a bi-weekly show, the Figure It Out, or is it just kind of as things come up?
It should be as Hot Toys announces new stuff and they're on display at Secret Base, so I can actually show the photos in the actual video.
Will you be doing a Figure It Out for the Jawa 2-pack?
Yes, I think so. This weekend.
Okay, cool. We'll have our listeners tune into that, and whenever you drop it, we'll drop the link in the description so they can check that out. But thank you again so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. I know it's like hella late over there, so I'll let you go, brother. You have a good one.
Yeah, thanks, man. You too.
All right, catch you guys on the next episode. All right, that was good, dude. Let me end the broadcast. And again, I appreciate it.